Welcome to the Restricted Handling podcast. Let's dig in. Here's what's been going on in Russia in the last 24 hours, starting off with Ukraine, where things are continuing to move at a quick pace. Ukrainian forces have made some significant strides over the past few weeks. They've liberated more than 400 square kilometers in Dnipropetrovsk Oblast, continuing their momentum since late January. These counterattacks are a direct effort to destabilize Russian forces and to disrupt their preparations for the upcoming spring offensive. Ukrainian forces have been pushing deep up to 12 kilometers in some areas, with notable gains around settlements like Novohrivka and Kalinivske. But what's really striking here is that they're not just pushing forward for territory, they're setting the stage for more strategic maneuvers, taking advantage of Russia's scattered defenses. If you've been following the conflict, it's clear that the front lines are in constant flux, and Ukraine's ability to exploit these openings is key. The use of weather conditions, like snow and fog, has allowed Ukrainian troops to infiltrate Russian positions with minimal drone interference. It's a tactical advantage they're making the most of. Now, in the Middle East, we've got some updates that might feel familiar if you tuned in yesterday. Ukraine's involvement in the broader Middle East conflict continues to expand. Ukrainian experts have been sent to Jordan to assist U.S. military bases in defending against Iranian Shahed drones. And while Ukraine's been at war with Russia for years now, they've got a level of expertise in drone interception that no one else can match. So why not share that knowledge? They've been intercepting these same drones launched by Russia for months, so naturally, their know-how is being sought out. This could be seen as a bit of a diplomatic move as well, as Ukraine is asking for more advanced air defense systems in return, particularly Patriots, critical for their defense. While Ukraine's assisting in the Middle East, it's clear they're also angling for more resources to help in their own fight. It's a classic case of global leverage. Ukraine's expertise is valuable, and they're cashing in on it. But of course, there's a risk that with the U.S. focused on the Gulf, Ukraine could lose some of the attention and resources it's been getting. Global politics, right? Always a balancing act. Meanwhile, Russia's response to the Middle East conflict continues to show just how deep their ties with Iran go. We saw some intel suggesting that Russia might have shared sensitive information with Iran about U.S. military positions in the region. The White House didn't confirm any major operational impact, but the fact remains, Russia's alliance with Iran is stronger than ever. After the death of Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, in U.S.-Israeli airstrikes, Putin quickly sent his congratulations to the new leader. It's a diplomatic maneuver, no doubt, but it's also a reminder of just how close Russia and Iran are, and how much Russia benefits from this relationship. This kind of support has global consequences, especially when Russia is in direct opposition to U.S. and NATO interests. As Russia continues to deepen ties with Iran, one key area that's been fueling their war effort is, of course, oil. With prices soaring thanks to the Middle East crisis, Russia is seeing a financial windfall. While the U.S. has been easing sanctions on Russian oil to stabilize global markets, Moscow's cash flow is getting a bit of a boost. If the situation in the Gulf persists, it could provide Russia with more leverage, not just in its war with Ukraine, but in the broader geopolitical game. However, Russia's deep investments in Iran, particularly in areas like oil pipelines and nuclear energy, are starting to look increasingly shaky. The unpredictability of the conflict makes long-term investment in the region uncertain. So while Russia's enjoying the short-term financial benefits, their bets in Iran could backfire if the situation worsens. Let's swing back to Ukraine for a moment, because while Russia is playing the geopolitical game in the Middle East, Ukraine's still fighting on the front lines. Over the past few days, Russian forces have continued launching attacks across Kharkiv, Kupiansk, Donetsk, and Zaporizhzhia. But here's the catch. These attacks aren't making much headway. Ukrainian forces have been holding their ground, especially in Zaporizhzhia, where they've managed to push Russian forces back. The difference in these recent skirmishes is in the scale. Russian forces have been relying on small infantry-based assaults rather than large-scale mechanized pushes. This tells us that Russia's having trouble coordinating larger offensives, and their troops are stuck in a repetitive cycle of pushing into the same territories with no significant breakthroughs. This doesn't mean they're out of the game yet, but it's clear that they're struggling to maintain momentum. The drone situation remains a huge factor here, too. Both sides are in an ongoing aerial chess match, sending drones back and forth across the front lines. Russia's been launching drone strikes on Ukrainian civilian and military infrastructure, while Ukraine continues to hit back with their own countermeasures. Earlier this week, Russian forces launched over 100 drones in a single night, showing that even though they're stuck on the ground, they're not giving up in the sky. And on the subject of drones, it's worth mentioning that Russia's drone strikes have started spilling over into NATO territory. Polish fighter jets had to scramble recently after Russian long-range aviation launched missile strikes near NATO airspace. While no airspace violations occurred, this is a reminder of just how close the conflict is getting to NATO borders. Poland's already on edge because of the war, and these near misses with Russian aircraft aren't making things any easier. Switching gears for a moment, let's talk about sanctions and Russia's continued efforts to skirt them. Swedish authorities recently intercepted a Russian vessel suspected of being part of Russia's shadow fleet. These are the ships that are operating under the radar, avoiding sanctions by transporting goods like oil and stolen Ukrainian grain. It's a reminder that the economic pressure on Russia isn't just about what's happening on the battlefield. It's also about the behind-the-scenes work that's being done to ensure Russia doesn't get too comfortable with these black market operations. Thanks for listening and being part of the RH community. Please take a moment to leave a 5-star review. If you want to see some changes, email us at info@restrictedhandling.com. We also publish a daily written intel brief on Substack, where you'll find even deeper coverage of Russia and China, along with insights on Iran, the Middle East, and the DPRK.